Liquid Channel. These pots are horrible. They're always broken. Case in point. Here's how you fix them. Take the expensive rack ears off. 3 screws. Then, along the edge of the unit, it's going to be recessed and proud screws here. So we got to go the whole way around the back, and everywhere this case is touching, it'll come right off. Sometimes you need to go number 1, number 2, or number 3. The cover lifts right off, but it doesn't go far. So we got to undo the ground here. I took a razor blade and chipped that off. When you do stuff like that, you just want to make sure you're always careful. Never want to make a mistake. Always keep your eye on what you're doing, because accidents do happen. And it's not 7:30 seconds. We need to get this board off. So all of these connectors are going to have a little glue on them. Pull them. But it helps to kind of pry too, because this stuff's old. All right, we're free. Just slid a razor over that. We're going to want to take these 2 screws out on each side. And before you do, take a look at the orientation of that plastic, because that's going to fall out when you take the cover off. Correction, 6 screws, 2 on the bottom. So we need to get this whole circuit board out. You will have to remove these nuts that hold in the LCD screen. No days. And on the front side, you start by pulling the knobs off. Doesn't sound right. You got to be careful, because if you go too hard when you pull the knobs off, you'll bust a nut. Alright, so these come off, contrary to popular belief. So the way I get these knobs off is a very thin screwdriver here, where the LED isn't, and then work it up as I spin the knob 360. And with those off, we go to the back side, and we need to take out the screen. So we're going to undo these connectors. This one only comes off of this side, and this one pulls off the circuit board. And these 4 are a different size. They are 3/16. That comes right out. Now we turn our attention to the other ones. So when you lift this up, you're gonna want to do it somewhere on a flat surface, because stuff's gonna start falling. Okay, so if you just leave this alone, all of this stuff will stay in there. Were you paying attention? This is where it sort of gets, oops, I crap my pants, to woof, I shit the bed. This daughter board's got to come off. So you take all of these nuts off. You're going to need one of these. The other thing you're going to need is a donor potentiometer. Something had to die for this to live. This board comes out easier from the front. You just got to be careful not to burn any of these plastic switches. And what I do is I cut these with flush cuts and then push the leg out from the other side and then clean it up. Okay, so after you got this board figured out, it goes in here. You want to make sure your vias or whatever are clear, and then set that in, make sure everything's pushed through, and put a washer and nut on each one. Then solder. Once the daughter board's reinstalled and tightened, right down a line here. When you push the faceplate on, you kind of want to guide that power switch onto the cap, and it's the 6 screws to put the faceplate back on. Then we go ahead and plug our connectors back on. I'm not too worried about the glue. These aren't going on the road. They should be okay. Then we want to go ahead and put the ground on. Then all the case screws go in. Now the ears.